Hi, welcome everyone to the Thursday Elite Zoom training. Today I have a special request from one of our agents, and this agent wanted to learn about how to overcome objections that come up when you're making dials on your leads. And really, the when it comes to objections, I would say there's about five of them that come up the most. Like, I need to think about it, or what is the price? So there's probably about five most common ones. And I wanted to show you one of the managing objection sheets that you can find it on hq.ability.com, but also kind of go over it. And if you had any questions, I wanted to open it up to you. So I'm going to share my screen. Okay. One of the most important things when it comes to handling the objection is that you don't want to make it a big deal. Sometimes when agents are getting started and they're just starting to dial, a client says something and they take it very seriously and they keep trying to answer that question and you're not continuing with your script. And what happens is now you're magnifying that objection, and most likely you're not going to be able to set that appointment up if you just keep dwelling on that one objection the client gave you. It's very important that you go ahead and squash that and say, hey, you know what? That's a good question. Or, you know what? It will only take about 2 minutes and I'll be able to answer your questions, right? And then what are some of the most common objections clients are giving us? How much is it? I'm no longer interested. Maybe next month, maybe later, right? I'm just getting quotes. Can't afford anything right now. Change my mind. Already took care of it. It's different answer, but similar in a lot of ways. But the actual objections are doesn't want to feel pressure to buy. That's a big thing. If people feel that you're coming off as a salesperson, then it's going to be harder for you to close. When I was in the field, just doing a lot of appointments and making dials myself, one of the things that I wanted to do is I didn't want the client to feel like I was pressuring them. I'm not a used car salesman trying to pressure them to get this. They requested this information. They wanted to get something out of this mortgage protection plan, whether it's to protect their spouse, their children, or living benefits for themselves or disability. Whatever that reason might be, they ask for our service. We're not just calling a phone book, right? So there's a big difference there. So your mindset should be, how can I help this client to accomplish what they're looking for? So it takes a pressure off of you. And we're not just focusing on, oh, this is just a quick money that I'm trying to make. We're not thinking that. Yes, in the beginning, when you're tight financially, there is tendency to think about the money. That's just normal. But even if you're in that moment, if you're keep thinking about just the money, it's going to be harder for you to close because that sense of desperateness comes off. So when I'm talking to the client, my goal is to have a very slow, low, and controlled voice. And also my demeanor is very calm, right? I'm very relaxed. When I'm talking to the client, I'm talking in a very confident and direct way, but also not in a like a rushing way. These are all the little cues that you learn over time, done it thousands of times over and over, and you just get better. Okay. So don't feel like some agents say, oh, maybe like I'm not supposed to do this. No, it's not true. I didn't before when I was in pre-med and stuff, I didn't know about sales. I learned about sales. And then learned about sales in timeshare and I learned about sales in the insurance. And it's a continuous development of your sales skills. Okay. And the best salespeople, I'm telling you, does not come off salesy. And that's a fact. Real good salespeople, nobody thinks, oh, he's a salesman. No, because they're very professional. They're trying to resolve the client's issues, and they're focusing on the client's best interest and doesn't feel comfortable speaking about personal details. That could happen. Some people don't want to give up information over the phone. Afraid it's going to cost too much. That's another fear. Clients might think, oh, this is going to probably cost me arm and a leg. If they're already thinking that, then their guard could be up. Afraid they can't get coverage. Maybe they were denied before. Maybe they have some serious health issues and they can't get a coverage anywhere else. Lack of trust. Some clients got burned before, maybe not necessarily even with insurance, but there's a lot of scammers out there. So sometimes we need to put a little more effort trying to kind of make us stand out compared to those scammers and other things that is going on when the clients are answering the phone. So that's why establishing yourself as a professional right off the bat, I would say is very, very important. What is our goal, right? If you are doing an SMS engagement, some of our agents are doing using Switchboard, and they're using the different CRMs to engage with the clients, or maybe you're just texting the client one by one. And our goal is to trying to move towards a phone call if we can. And I was just talking to Nayeli the other day at conference, and she was like, "Oh, I'm actually texting back and forth with this client, right?" Or another agent was saying, "Oh, I'm texting back and forth with this client, and it's been a day." So they've been just texting back and forth, one answer question, and then client will answer in a couple of hours or 30 minutes, and then the agent texts again, and you guys talked for like 24 hours now, not continuously, but over a span of 24 hours. Now that means it's time for you to go ahead and close it and talk to the client over the phone. So say, hey, I thank you for all the information. I'll be able to get the best options ready for you. When do you have about 2 minutes to jump on a call? If you're doing it over the phone. If you're doing a Zoom, say, hey, I would love to make sure that you can see all the benefits and understand how the mortgage protection works so that you can protect you and your family. So when do you have about 15 minutes to jump on a Zoom call? I can send you a link. So always try to get them to a phone call or try to get them on a Zoom call. And that is our goal. Yes, you can close deals just through the text message, but it's just a little harder, right? You can do it, and some clients prefer to do that, but most of the time, the closing is easier once you can get a hold of them over the phone or Zoom. We don't want to create any conflicts, right? Give ultimatums, uh, give quotes via SMS. So text message, giving quotes through the phone text message is probably not a good practice because if they already got a price, why do they need to talk to you over the phone? Right? They already got the price. If that's what they were looking for and you just gave them a price, they're going to be like, okay, thanks for the quote. I'm going to talk to my family member about it. Then now you have another objection that came up that you cannot get over, right? Because you already gave it to them. There's no power to showing the options over the phone. So that's a mistake. Even when you have an appointment with a client and they say, okay, I'm going to show up on Zoom at 12 noon today, I'm not sending a quote until the client gets on the Zoom as they promised. And then once we start talking, I can send them a quote that they can look over as you're talking to them. Does that make sense? That way, they are on the phone with you or on the Zoom with you, so you're going over it with them together. If you just send them a quote up front and just waiting for them to jump on a Zoom, a lot of the times they'll say, oh, I received a quote. We don't need the Zoom. It's too expensive. Then now there's no way you can get back from that, right? And we're not making this personal. It's about the client and their best interest, and we are doing our best. And giving up, that's another thing. Sometimes clients, the first reaction is to turn it down. You say, hey, so this is these are the three best options, right? Which option would you like? And client says, oh, I think we need to think about it. because we need to review our finances and we'll get back to you. You heard of that before, right? So if you let them go right there and say, okay, no problem, John and Mary, go ahead and think about it and talk to your family and get back to me. Did you know if you give 10 people that opportunity to get back to you after talking to their family and think about it, how many do you think will actually give you a call back and go ahead and do the application? Out of 10, how many? Can you guys put it on the chat? Out of 10, if you give them all chances to think about it and go talk to their family and look at their finances and they said they're going to call back, how many of them do you think will give you a call back? Yeah, it's true. And I learned it the hard way. In the beginning of my career, I was like, okay, no problem, John. You talk about it. I called them back a few days later, no answer. Right? They're supposed to, oh, Sean, don't worry. We really need this. I'm gonna call you back. No answer. It happens. So my thought process is if I let the client go and if I don't close it on the time that I'm sitting down on a Zoom or a phone call, when I show the options, there's a chance that I might never talk to this client again, ever in my life. So I'm not gonna give up. Also, th think about it this way. I think I was telling Ashton, if you let the client think about it and you let them go, next morning, client gets into a car accident and passes away. What would you think? Man, if I were to just push them a little bit to get this, their family house could have been paid off for the beneficiary. But because I didn't do my job now, the family has a mortgage of 420,000 with a limited income, and they might not able to keep this home. So you need to have that conviction. Is tomorrow promised for any of us? It doesn't matter if you're 80 years old or 18 years old. We have clients who die suddenly in their sleep at 32 years old, had a beer, fell asleep, never woke up. Wife thought he was sleeping in. Wife came back from work and he was still in the bed. He was dead, 32 years old. So time is not promised. And why are we letting the clients off the hook so easily? Because initially, when they actually requested the information for mortgage protection or general life or final expense, whatever the service is, they saw an importance somewhere, whether it's that protecting their family from not losing home or just making sure the family can bury their family members, whatever that is. So don't give up. If the client says, I need to think about it because I need to review the finance and stuff, say, John and Mary, I totally understand. And maybe it's my fault. Maybe I didn't explain it to you that well. As a senior field underwriter, my job is to help you find the best plan based on your health, mortgage, and your budget, and help you choose an option and see if we can get you qualified by submitting an application today. I don't even know if you can qualify for this, John. So let's see if you can qualify for this plan. And once you did qualify, you have 30 days to review the policy with your family. And you can let me know if you want to change anything, if you want to increase or decrease the coverage. I'll be here for you. I'm your agent. Okay. So which option would you like to see if you can qualify today? So what am I doing now? The clients that I need to think about it, I didn't just give in right away and say, okay, go ahead and think about it. I said, I'm sorry, maybe I didn't explain it to you that well at the beginning. I'm actually not approving you right now. I don't even know if you can be approved. How many times as agents you submit an app thinking client said their health is perfect, you're excited, you're doing the app, and it comes back denied? How many times has it happened in your life? It has, right? So if that's the case, then that is the truth. We might get you be able to get this for you. We might not able to get this for you, but we don't know until you get approved. It's like this. The thought process behind my head is if you are if you're a real estate agent and there's a couple who goes into $1 million house. They're like, wow, love the kitchen, love the living room. This is our house. We love this home. Client goes ahead and asks for a mortgage loan from a bank, and the mortgage loan says you can only get $200,000 of loan. And clients don't have $1 million sitting in their bank account. Can they buy that home? Can they buy that home? No, they can't. Why? Because they did not qualify to able to get $1 million house. They don't have enough either credit score or income or assets to even buy this home. Yes, do they want it? Yes, but can they get it? No. It's the same thing. Maybe they want to have this policy, but we don't even know if they can get it yet. So think of it as like a pre-approval. Do we want to make sure that this is something they can even get before they even go to think about it? And I give them an example sometimes, John and Mary, because I had some situations where I gave clients thought about it for a week, a month, sometimes a year, and they'll come back and say, Sean, let's go ahead and apply. Let's see if we can qualify now. And client gets denied. So what did the client think about it for a week, months, or a year? It was pretty much a waste of time. I don't say it like that, but I don't want to waste clients' time. I don't say my time. I say, John and Mary, I do not want to really waste your time, your valuable time. And we don't even know if you can qualify for this plan yet. So my job as a senior field underwriter is to help you find best options based on your health, budget, and mortgage amount, and see if you can qualify for this program today by submitting an application. So which option would you like to apply for to see if you can qualify? So I'm just telling you the psychology behind that. Why am I doing that? I'm just asking for the sale again, but not in a used car salesman way where I'm like, you have to buy this. No, I'm not doing that. I'm relaxed, but I'm letting them know this is something that you requested. We don't know until even the underwriters look at it and make a decision. And by the way, guys, yes, we have instant decision policies. We have instant decisions and things like that, but sometimes that can go against your sales process. Oh, we'll find out real quick. If it's too easy sometimes, clients are like, yeah, this is too easy. People tend to like what they can't have. It's a weird thing, right? Psychology. People want to have what they can't have. So you're taking away and say, yeah, once we submit it, we're probably going to find out in the next few days. But if you can qualify for this plan, great. I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you get this coverage. But if you didn't qualify for that plan, then we have some option B and C. We are a brokerage. We have top 50 insurance companies in the United States. And I was showing you the first best option as first option first. But if you couldn't qualify for that one, then we're going to go to option B and C. How does it sound? But I give you my word, I'm going to do my best to give you the best deal for the best budget that we can offer. Okay. What we do, have empathy. We want to have that emotion. If you can bring emotion on the table, if you can bring emotion over the phone, that's huge. John and Mary, when you fill this form out, what did you have in mind? And some maybe client gives you an easy answer, like, oh, we wanted to make sure our family is okay if one of us passed away, so we're just looking into it. That's a great answer. But sometimes clients are like, oh man, you guys send me so many of these forms, I'll just calling. Or I don't know. I don't know why I fill this out. Like, I don't know. And they don't really have a lot of engagement in that. Then it's very important that you bring out some of that emotion. John, if something happened to you tomorrow and you passed away or you got completely disabled, what would that look like for your family financially? Would your family be okay? Would they be able to stay in this home? Or is the finance going to be a little bit tight? And you're trying to better understand their situation. Sometimes you have to bring it out of them a little bit because sometimes they answer it with their head, but they're not answering with their heart, right? Show kindness. There was times where we had clients who just lost their husband a few days ago, and she has a children of three, and they want to still insure the family. Things happen, and we don't assume that all clients are trying to get off the phone. We don't do it for the clients who are shoppers. We're just shopping around and they don't take it serious. We're doing it for the 3 to 4 people out of the 10 people that actually care about their family. And if you can just help those family, you'll make a killer living in this business. Right? And have some patience. That's another thing. That's a hard one, right? Sometimes clients seems like they just are not understanding what they're saying, or they're just really slow, or maybe they're impatient, but just have the patience to do it. And another thing, acknowledge and redirect. Do not breathe life into resistance. There'll always be obstacles in our path. By discussing the resistance, we're making it focal point of our conversation. We talked about that, right? You acknowledge it real quick with the client's resistance, but you move forward. By agreeing with the client's resistance, your words will be better received, right? Most clients understand that you are in sales, and the expectation is that whenever they display resistance, you reply with an overcome. So, as an example, what is a very common SMS, like a text message objection? Can you just send me quotes? Oh, no problem, John. I want to make sure I get you the lowest rates. Can I ask you a couple medical questions? Is a quick 3-minute call best, or text? Can you just send me quotes? Then you say, as you can imagine, that'll make my job a lot easier. There's some really basic health questions we need to go through. We can jump on a quick 3-minute call. Super easy. Then I can send those quotes your way. You're not making it a big deal. You see, the common thing you see here is that you're not making a big deal of these objections. How much is it? No problem, John. There are half a dozen ways to set up your protection. I just need to ask a couple of basic questions. Is a quick 3-minute call best, or text? Option 2, how much is it? My goal is to find options for you at the lowest cost. Do you mind answering some basic health questions? Normally we jump on a quick 3-minute call and run through them. Is now a good time, or I have 5:15 available, which is better for you? So now you're giving them some choices, right? Can you talk now, or can you talk at 5:15? You're not giving them, I'm available for you any time of the day. We want to be always busier than the client, and that's important. I'm not interested. No problem, John. I just need to update our system so it doesn't keep texting you. What is the reason you're no longer interested? Just got coverage, cost is too high, I don't qualify due to health. Why is this important? Because we want to get to the bottom of why is this client saying that I'm not interested anymore. If it's one of these three things, just got a coverage, let's just say client said, I just got a coverage. John, that's exactly why I'm reaching out to you. That's exactly why I'm doing this for you. That's a really good answer. Oh, that's why I'm giving you a call. You said you just got a coverage, but first of all, it's not in the system. Can you just tell me which company you got it through so I can update your system? Oh, you got it through America. Okay, great. Now let me ask you this, John. You said your health is pretty good, right? Would you say you had any severe health issues? No? Hmm. I'm surprised that they offered you America, because based on what you told me, your health is good enough to get a program that is a lot more affordable. If you can save about $300 to $500 a year on your premium, would that be worth about 5 minutes of your time? So what am I doing now? They already got a coverage just now that they're saying. It could be true, it could be not true. But by me asking, hey, what kind of coverage or what kind of company did you get it with? I'm turning that into, okay, congrats, that's great. But is your health pretty good? Because there's a chance that we can save you three to $500 a year for 5 minutes of your time. I mean, who doesn't want to save three to $500 in 5 minutes of their time? It's all just overcoming a quick objection right then and there. And sometimes clients don't even remember you said 5 minutes. You're still talking to them after 20 minutes. Does that make sense? So don't make the objection bigger than it is. Cost is too high. Oh, John, that's exactly why I'm reaching out to you because in the past, mortgage protection was getting so expensive, especially during the COVID time. But now they're coming down with the prices a lot, and we didn't have a problem where client couldn't get a coverage because of the cost is too expensive. So I'm just going to ask you a few questions to make sure that I'll show you the best options. How does that sound? I'm just taking that pressure off a little bit, right? I don't qualify due to health. John, that's exactly why I was reaching out to you because in the past there was only few carriers that will offer mortgage protection. Now we have 50, and we didn't have a situation where we couldn't get a client covered due to their health. We can find you at least something. So let me ask you just three quick questions to make sure I can get you the best deal. Then I ask, do you smoke cigarettes or tobaccos? Or have you ever had heart attack, stroke, cancer? What about diabetes? And then you just send them some text. But do you see what I'm doing? Whatever that reason is, whether it's I'm not interested or cost is too high, whatever that is, John, that's exactly what I was calling you because the price went down. So I'm reaching out to you to offer you the best program. Oh, I don't qualify due to health, John. That's exactly why I'm calling you because now we have so many more options. It's a lot easier when you have that mindset. Option two, I'm not interested. No problem, John. It sounds like this isn't a good time. I totally understand. I'll reach out at another time in the future and get some information together for you. If it's a really maybe it's a tense situation, you can do that. Or yeah, it's true. Sometimes when the client says I'm not interested, maybe they're just having a busy day and they just want to get off the phone. So this is a nice little approach, right? Not too serious. Just got coverage. Cost is too high. That's a no medical questions. Absolutely. Not a problem, John. Those plans are a little higher in cost. I can get you lower cost quotes. You'll need to answer just really basic health questions. Which would you prefer? See, you're taking the pressure off of that and you're letting them know, hey, I can give you a no medical question program, but that's gonna be quite high. I'd rather just ask you a few questions and get you the best deal. So you're actually looking like a good person, just trying to help them out. Option two, no problem, John. We have plans that don't require medical questions. If you're willing to answer some basic health questions, I can get you lower rates. Are you okay with that? See? Don't require medical questions, but if you're willing to answer some basic health questions, so there's a twist there. We're not going to ask you all these really extensive medical questions. I'm just going to ask you some basic health questions, and you're separating those two things. I can't afford anything right now. Guys, I would say this is probably not able to afford anything at all is probably one of the biggest objections people can give you. So I completely understand, John. Nobody wants another payment. I can get you some pricing options so you know what this type of family protection is like. I just need to ask some basic health questions. It's a quick 3-minute call best or text. Option two. I completely understand, John. Most of the people I speak with are surprised at how low the cost can be for coverage. I can get some options together for you to look at it. If you find something you like, great. If not, that's no problem at all. I completely understand, John. Protection needs to be affordable. We can review what is available that fits your budget currently. Do you know sometimes I'll add our some of our plans go as low as $1 a day, and you can keep your family safe from losing their home. Would you say that's worth it? So I'm gonna do my best to look at some best options. And our program, we have 50 insurance companies, hundreds of products, but I can narrow it down with some of the health questions I'm gonna ask you. So, and then I go straight into the script. Always go straight into the script. Okay. No problem. Maybe next month. Not now. That's another one, right? No problem, John. Totally understand. This is a busy month for me too. Just to save you some time, can I ask some basic health questions to start getting quotes together for you? How nice is that? Very smooth, right? I'm not gonna take too much of your time. I know you're busy, but I'm also busy too. You remember I said you always want to be busier? Option two, not a problem, John. Before we connect next month, I can start getting quotes pulled together for you. Can I ask you some basic health questions? Is a quick 3-minute call best through text? The common theme, if the client gives you any resistance, just quickly squash that, and then you go back right into the script. That's the key. Agents who can do that transition better, you're going to be highly successful. If you take it too hard, whatever the objections clients give you, and you cannot go further, then that's when you're going to see the struggle. Okay. Let's open up for some questions. Any questions? Yeah, Victoria, that's really sad. Your cousin died at 32 in her sleep. It happens. I'm afraid to sleep now. No, it's waking up every morning is a blessing. I need more of Sean's scripting. I tried writing that down because this think about it happens to me in almost every appointment. I'm comfortable putting that pressure on, but when Sean does it, it doesn't feel like pressure. It feels smart. Yeah, Cammy. So it's like I got turned down so many times in the beginning of my career because I was trial and error. I was saying some things, did it work? Not so much. I use this, oh, it's working a little better. So over time, you're gonna find your own rebuttals for the objections that works best for you, but you have to have the courage to just say it. When client says, "Oh, I need to think about it," then Cami, you need to say, you know, John and Mayer, I totally understand, but maybe it's my fault that I didn't really explain this to you very well in the beginning. I'm a senior field underwriter, and my job is to find you the best coverage, most affordable plan based on your mortgage, health, and your budget. And we don't know if you can even qualify for this plan yet. So my job is to help you pick one and submit an application. And in the next few days, we're going to find out if you can even qualify for this plan. And at that point, you have 30 days to discuss it with your family. So which option would you like to see if you can qualify today? Do you see I'm keep dropping the word qualify today, today, today? And it's just the thing that you keep repeating yourself. And I think the more you say this, you become a lot more comfortable saying this. In the beginning, when they say I need to think about it, I was like, okay, Cami, you go ahead and think about it. But I realized if I say that to 10 people, nobody was calling me back. So I knew that really to think about it really means that client is not doing it right now. So when you have 10 sits, 10 set appointments, whether it's Zoom or phone, the three will never buy. Even you, if you're the best salesman in the world, three will not buy because they might be shoppers, they're not serious about it, or they don't care about the family. Other three, if you do a decent job, clients are going to want to get this program. That's where the 30% closing comes from. The four out of the 10, not the sales, not the shoppers, not the people who are going to go for it. Those four determine whether you are agent who makes 50,000 a year, 100 or $500,000 a year. Because if you just convert those four people who say I need to think about it, that's kind of in the fence, on the fence, deciding. If you just convert two of those four into going ahead and doing the application with you today because you use a rebuttal like I just did, then now your closing ratio is almost 50%. 50% closing and 30% closing, you would think like income will be about double. It's more than double. because you have bonuses, you have trips you win, you also get a commission raise as well based on your production. So it could be three, four, five times more income over time. So use these phrases and utilize it. And just even if you feel a little uncomfortable, say it because always think about it this way. If you don't help them today, Cami, there's always a chance that the family member passes away and their family are in a deep financial problem. But you can be the one to stop that. If you knew your client was gonna pass away tomorrow, client would you let client off the phone or Zoom? You probably wouldn't. If you knew the client was gonna die tomorrow, you wouldn't. But let me ask you this. Is there one human that can escape death? One person? No. Everybody's gonna die at some point. So is it safe to say that everybody's gonna die at some point? It could be 10 minutes from now, a year from now, it could be 40 years from now. So that is the mindset that I have. You need to have that kind of conviction behind when you're talking to the client. That way they all know it's not a conviction or a pressure to just make a sale. It's a conviction coming from how important this is. John, I helped a client before with mortgage protection, and a few days later they had a car accident and passed away, and it meant everything for the family to get the house paid off so that they don't have to lose their home. And I want to make sure that you have some kind of a protection in place. And that's why I'm so passionate about this mortgage protection plan, right? That's kind of the conviction that I have, and I want client to know. Okay. These
Sean,
are this is recorded, by the way, so we can I'm gonna put it on the YouTube. Yeah, who has a question?
it's Kurt. Sorry, my camera on this computer is
Yeah,
broke.
go ahead, Kurt.
The two questions. We never did find that other annuity video.
Yeah.
Um, and
Mhm.
then this one, when you upload it, could you post somewhere in WhatsApp that it's uploaded and a link so we can find it easily? And then I'll
Yeah,
copy the transcript and then I'll send the
yeah,
transcript out to everybody.
absolutely. Yes.
Thank you so much.
I can do
And
that. Yeah,
then
you're welcome.
my other question is, once they go, well, we think option B is pretty good, and you're like, okay, I want to make sure that fits your budget. I don't want to stretch your budgets, or if you get a car broken tire,
Mhm.
something happens, that's going to be okay. And they said, yeah, it's okay. Do you? I think it was you, or maybe I don't remember, but somebody's
Okay.
like, okay, so you have your name as Sean here, Shawn. Is that how it is on your driver's license? And then immediately start filling out the app? Or do you have any type of rollover
Mm.
when you go to flip to the app?
That's really good. Yeah, that's a pretty good one. The one that I really worked well for me was, let's just say I showed them three options and client chose the option two. And let's just say they were determining between option one and two. They're like kind of in the middle. Like they like the coverage of the first one, but they like the price of the second one. And I'll say, you know what, John? I feel the most important thing for this protection is affordability. No matter how good this program is, if you can't afford it and have to let it go in the future, it doesn't mean anything. Your family is not going to be insured. So I want to make sure we choose an option that is comfortable for you. So this gives your family a long time protection as you pay off the mortgage. So if the first one you like the coverage, but second one is more affordable, let's start with option two and let's see if you can even qualify today. And once you qualify, like I told you, you have 30 days to think about it. And if you want to up it, I'll help you up it. How does that sound? Okay, yeah, they say, okay, that sounds great. Perfect. John, do you have your driver's license with you? That has always worked for me. Do you have your driver's license? We just have to verify that you're really hurt, Stifle. Okay,
Perfect.
so yeah, so that has always is a great transition. That's my closing technique is once they choose an option, I say, hey, you know what? Let's see if you can even qualify for this plan, John. Do you have your driver's license with you? Could you take a picture real quick and just text it to me? The insurance company want to make sure that you're really, John Smith. So
Great.
then, yeah, that's how I transition every time.
Yeah, I've lost a bunch going, okay, now we're going to go to the app. And then they're like, oh, an app. And it's like, we said app 17 times already. But instead of asking, it's just like like the way you phrase it is smooth. It's
Yeah,
like
that's
an
all it is, Kurt.
easy
Yeah,
transition.
it's just the yeah, that's what I was trying to get to is it's not even sometimes what we're saying, just the message itself. It's just the way how you deliver it, right? But if I say, hey, let's see if you can qualify for this plan. Do you have a driver's license? Versus, okay, after they choose an option, we'll choose option two. Then I say, okay, let's start an app. You see, it's not a really smooth transition. It seems abrupt, right? So um, you want to make the client feel comfortable, and this is just part of the process. This is something you do on a daily basis, 10 times a day that you have been doing for the last few years. That's how you want it, how smooth you want it to sound. And that's why plug into like Stefan's training, the dial trainings, objection trainings, all that stuff. Plug into those things because it makes you become better and better.
Yeah, and then
Every moment I tell myself,
I've
you gotta
seen
do
the
it again.
when I get to the social security number,
Yeah,
like I'll skip around everything first that it
yeah,
lets me. Some apps it comes up quick, some app it come up later. But when I get to the
yeah.
social, I'm just like, yeah, I need your date of birth, got it. And then I don't go, can I have your social security number? It's just like social
Yeah.
and just like expect like it's just like you're talking to a friend.
Yeah, and then that's a good question. Also like it's so crazy just the way you say it and your tone, everything matters. So, what is your social security number? Yeah, it's too aggressive, right? And then I usually ask the social security after I verify some of their personal information. I already got their driver's license info. I verify the date of birth. Even though it says their date of birth, I say, okay, so your date of birth is May 12th, 1978. Is that correct? Yes. And then your address here, is this the correct address, John? Because sometimes address is not correct on the driver's license. Oh, that's the right one. Okay, perfect. So it's this, Las Vegas, Nevada, 89128. Perfect. Okay, and what is your height and weight? 5'11", 210. And what is your social? Do you see how same tone?
Yeah, you
I'm
get a
not
bunch
making
of
it a big deal.
yeses. You get a bunch of
Yeah,
yeses first, and then you
yeah,
same tonality.
exactly. Some agents, what they do is they feel nervous because they feel like, oh, they're gonna not want to give the social. It's actually a mental block in the agent's mind, not the client sometimes. It's the way you ask it. If you're like, oh, I'm so nervous, like, hey, can I please have your social security number? Then they're gonna feel that energy. But if you just ask about their address, their height and weight, their driver's license, be like, and what is your social? That's it. What is your social? And then I just type it up.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, good point that you brought up, Kurt.
Can I ask another
Yeah,
question since
of
we're on that
course.
topic where
Yeah,
then we'll go to the banking information. That's the second thing. My deal, and I've
yeah.
had a lot of success with it, is Googling online, hey, what is your bank's name? I need to verify if we work with them. And then they give me the name. And then I ask them, hey, was it opened in your state of Arkansas? So then you can type in Wells Fargo routing number for Arizona,
Mm.
and you'll find the Arizona routing number. So you say, hey, it looks like it came up. Your routing number is 256725. What's your account number? Is
Okay.
that how you would do it? Or do you have a different way?
That's actually pretty good, Naomi. And tell me, if you had 10 appointments and did that, would you say how many people just have no problem giving it to you versus people give some objections?
I've had only one person maybe not feel comfortable, just one. Maybe my tonality was off.
I see. But it seems like it's working for you, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So
So
I don't,
that's great.
yeah,
Yeah,
don't do
that's
that.
great, Naomi. But yeah, I'll just share with what I do, but everybody does it a little differently. And you want to use what makes you comfortable that works for you. Okay. So
No,
one thing
Sean, we
I
want to
say,
do what you do.
so one of the
You want to
things
sell
that
a
I
thousand
do,
clients.
I asked the same question over again in the beginning, and I was getting the same objection like what you're talking about. They're like, "Oh, I don't feel comfortable giving the bank info and all this stuff." Through the thousands of trial and error, what I found out is when I ask for a voided check, for some reason, the clients feel a little more comfortable because I think the word voided and then voided check really they cannot cash that info, right? It's voided, right? So I say, okay, perfect. And Naeli, if you were to be approved with this plan, do you want the coverage to start right away? I first start like that. If you were to be approved with this plan, do you want the coverage to start right away? And they're like, yes. Most of 90% of the time, clients are like, yes, I want the coverage to start right away. Perfect. Oh, do you have a voided check? Just ask that. Do you have a voided check by chance? And they're like, I don't really use checks. I'm not too sure. Then I say, you know what? It's okay, John. A lot of times people don't use check nowadays, but do you have the number that are found at the bottom of the check? Do you have the routing and account? I can just type it in for you. That's how I do it. And 90% plus times I am able to get the client to give me the bank info, no problem. I
And
just
then
ask for, hey,
obviously
you need a voided check. Yeah, go ahead, man.
there could be a rebuttal like, oh, is this gonna draft the payment now?
Then I say, actually, that's why I was asking if you want the coverage to start right away, Naomi.
Mm,
If you wanted the coverage to start right away, then we can do a immediate draft once you get approved. But we don't even know if you can actually qualify for this plan yet.
got it.
I'm taking it away again. That's very
Mm,
important. Oh, this is not a done deal. This doesn't guarantee you're gonna get this. Yeah, we don't even know if you can qualify yet. But if you get approved in the next few days, then that's the first day of your premium.
okay.
Okay. But if they say no, we don't want the coverage to start right away, when I ask that question up front, and I say, okay, which day of the month would you like for this to start if you can qualify? I always, if you can qualify, if you can qualify, if you can qualify. You're
You can
always using that because it's true. If you
mhm,
can qualify, because if you don't qualify, this is off the table. I can't even give you this. Okay.
mhm.
So that's kind of the rebuttal that I have for that.
You're the greatest. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. And yeah, it's very it's I'll tell you this. Sales, really a difference between an average sales agent to a top producer. It's actually quite close. It's the little phrases you say and the way you deliver what you say and the nuance and just the objection handling. It's the little things, the tonality. That's why you see some of the agents who struggled in the beginning in symmetry, who couldn't close a door, and now they're like one of the top producers in all of symmetry. It's because little things that you learn, you're gonna make mistakes. I made hundreds of thousands of dollars of mistakes over time, but if you fine tune it a little bit, you just become a little bit better. And that's why when I made those 1,000 dials and just dialing it away, it's because I want to get more experience. Because more experience I have, more easier I'll handle the objections. Okay. So just
I've
keep doing it. I'm telling you, if
I've
you
got
do it
a
100,000 times, you're gonna become even better than me. Okay.
I've got a
Uh,
question.
yeah, go ahead. Oops.
It's Jason, by the way. Here we go.
Yeah.
So the question I have is I've gotten on the phone with leads after I've got them, and I've said, hi John, this is Jason. I'm calling
Yeah.
about you're using the best script, calling about your mortgage. It's
Yeah.
$400,000 from Chase Bank.
Hmm.
I don't remember filling that out. I filled out a postcard because, of course, the lead
Oh.
tells us they filled it out by mail. I don't remember filling that out. Yeah, it's about what I've done is it's about your mortgage of $400,000 from J.P. Morgan Chase. Am I correct?
Hmm.
Oh yeah, yeah, I remember that. So that's kind of one way I've kind of gotten them to remember. Because before they used to tell me,
Hmm.
yeah, you know what? I don't remember. I don't remember filling that out. I go, oh, okay. But now um, one thing I read in the script is you say, "Oh yeah, I have it right here." You know, you read out the information, and obviously,
Mm.
they're gonna know that their mortgage is $420,000. So they're
Yeah,
gonna know
yeah, no,
you
it's
know.
true. It's true. And to be honest with you, I forget what I eat for breakfast or dinner last night. I don't remember that. Sometimes I even forget about the vacation I did in the beginning of the year. It's
Yeah.
Isn't it crazy? Like, so yeah, if it was a piece of mail that they called in or they mailed it back, there's a big chance that they might have forgotten it, and I don't make it a big deal. Jason, I totally understand. I'm just like you. I sometimes forget things that I did. And also, you said you just purchased this home. You probably have a lot of mails coming in. But this was sent to you when you just purchased your home and got a new mortgage. This is just to make sure that if something happens to you and your family, that will help you to pay off the home in case of death, disability, or if you had a critical illness such as cancer, heart attack, stroke, will help you to pay off your family so it doesn't become a burden.
Right. And what
So
if they say, what if you
yeah,
tell
go
them
ahead.
that they go, "Hey, you know what? Yeah, no, that sounds cool. I'm just not interested right now, man. Thanks anyway."
Yeah. So Jason, based on the training that I gave you today, what
Yeah,
is the answer you should give to the client?
I completely understand, John. Um, I'm not really sure. I'm not great with this, but I completely understand, John. Um, yeah, I'm not sure kind of where else to take it.
Yeah, right
So,
here. So Jason, I'll share this file with you guys, but that's why it's very important to practice. It says, I'm not interested. Oh, no problem, John. I just need to update our system so it doesn't keep texting you. What is the reason you're no longer interested? Or maybe it's not the best time. I totally understand. I'll reach out to another time. But if I can save you some time, if you can just answer these three health questions, I'll get some options out to you. Right. So
okay,
the, I'm
yeah,
not interested. You want to find out why they're not interested. It might be just because they got a coverage, or is it a too high of a cost, or if they got, maybe burned before, or a client couldn't qualify for it. We want to know why they're not interested. So
uh-huh.
that's a good way. What is the reason you're no longer interested? I'll update it into the system so it doesn't keep bothering you and texting you. How does that sound?
Okay, okay, I got it.
Okay, so you want to find out the real reason because I'm not interested is just a facade.
Yeah,
There's a reason behind it. Maybe they're busy, maybe they got a coverage already. Whatever that is, we want to find that out and then we can actually directly overcome the objections of that.
got it. Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. Charles?
Yeah, my question is,
Yeah.
if someone says I can't afford it,
Yeah.
they don't come out and say I can't afford it. They say I really have no money. I can't afford it. Should we pivot into, like consolidating, give me out the amount of debt? Should we pivot that way, or should we just keep going with the script and try to get them an offer out and see if they can actually afford it?
Yeah, and Charles, I'll be very honest with you. Affordability is one of those things that if it's really an affordability problem, they don't have two pennies to rub. It's very hard. Like that, that could be a chargeback very soon. So if it's really like you're talking to them, it's not just somebody saying that, but they seem like they're really financially tight. And I had those situations before. Then I'll go ahead and say, okay, so Charles, the best program I can give you, the lowest I can give you is about $1 a day. It's less than one cup of coffee a day. If that's gonna give you some protection to protect your home in case you passed away, is that something that you'll be interested in? Is that affordable to you? And if
Right
they
now, I
say
can't
they
buy
can't even
coffee every
afford
day.
it,
I
yeah,
can't.
if they can't even afford that, Charles, $1 a day, I'm just saying that, if they can even afford $1 a day, Charles, then you probably don't have a deal on the table.
Okay, so
And
if I don't have a deal, this might and should I go into the reset or should I say, well, it sounds like you need some extra income and then pitch them the business.
I mean, Charles, I love that. I love the initiative, man. I mean, I will say this. if it's something, it's worth it to always ask, Charles. If you don't ask, you miss 100% of the shots you don't
Yeah.
take. So if you say, ask about the reset question, maybe the client has a 401k. Maybe client has some other things going on. So ask that question. And if they say, no, I don't, I'm not interested in any of that, then say, hey, would you be interested in making a couple of $1,000 extra a month? Maybe that will also help you to get an insurance for your family and offer the
That's
opportunity.
that's
Yeah.
great. Yeah,
Yeah, I love that. Yeah. So yeah,
yeah.
what you said
Well,
was great.
because then we have so many different options to bring them in. You know,
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, you guys, you just never know. It could be one person that was in a tough financial position, but this could change their life forever. You never know. So I think it's always worth it to ask the question. It doesn't mean you're going to succeed every time, but it's okay because if you ask 10, 20, 100 people, there are going to be people who are going to be saying yes to you. That's enough. And Razalik, you have a question?
Can I add to that really quick though? Like
Yeah.
questions you want to ask for a reset, learning this in the conference, maybe it'll give some
Mhm.
people just a little bit more. Ask if, hey, are you struggling? Are you drowning in debt? We have other programs to help you get out of that. And then also saying, hey, you might not be interested in this, but just wanted to ask you, how do you feel about your retirement? Are
That's
you
good. Nice.
you feel you're going to run out of money in retirement? Just questions because we have solutions to those problems. And I'd love for you to get some information on it.
Yeah, yeah. You
If they're
sounded
still
good,
on the
Natalie.
phone, shoot them
Mhm.
those. And then you'd be setting them
Awesome.
up for a debt-free life or an annuity. You don't have to know everything about that,
Yeah.
but you do want to know those questions so that you can say, well, we might have a solution. I can connect you
Mhm.
to a subject matter expert.
Yeah, that's really good. I would say that's a really good way for you to potentially earn business for other resets and other products. And like a really good question, whether this is, and I'll finish with this. Uh, if a client, maybe you're seeing somebody in the public, even if it's not even a lead, and you wanted to kind of share what you do and you want to pique their interest to potentially make them your client. Or you're talking to the client and they kind of said, I'm not interested or whatever, and you're just trying to see if there's any other opportunities for that family. One of the questions that you want to ask is, are you 100% sure you're going to have a great retirement, or do you have some doubts? Or instead of say sure, you can say, are you 100% confident that you're going to have a great retirement, or do you have some doubts? Why is this such a good phrase? Is because 99% of the people will have some doubts. Not many people are going to be like, oh, yeah, I'm financially set. Yes, there are people who are like that, the 1%, the top 5%. Yes, they got it all figured out. But most of the people that we're calling are that middle class, middle lower class, like that group, which that's where people need the most help. So you say, I help clients to become debt free. I help clients to have a better retirement so they never run out of money. Let me ask you a question, Natalie. Are you 100% confident that you're going to have a great retirement, or do you have some doubts?
Yeah, there's some doubts.
You have some doubts, okay. And
Yeah.
where would you say, what is your biggest doubts, Natalie? Which area?
I guess I've never really mapped out what my retirement would look like. So I don't really know what to
Are you
expect.
putting some money aside right now for retirement, Natalie?
Yes, I am.
Okay, that's great. And what kind of retirement plan do you have set up right now?
Right now, I'm just, putting it away in my savings.
Okay, wow. But hey, Natalie, most Americans cannot even put away any money right now. So congratulations. That's a huge step.
Thanks.
One thing I would say, Natalie, is I love to. I have another meeting coming up with a client, so I don't have time to go into it deep right now. But if you have about 15 minutes sometime later in the day or tomorrow, I'd love to do a quick chat with you where I can go over what are the best ways you can put money away for your retirement, which grows tax free, and it will actually compound over time. So you're going to have 10 times, 20 times more money than what you put in because of the compound interest. How does that sound?
Yeah, I would love to talk about that.
Yeah. So I have some time between 2 to 3 p.m. tomorrow and 4 to 5 p.m. tomorrow. Which time works better for you?
4 p.m.
Okay, perfect. So Natalie, can I have your email?
Naomi.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah. And then, okay, so I'm gonna send you a link. We're gonna do a quick video call. And can you do me one thing, Nayeli? I'll just give you
Mhm,
a quick homework. If you can
mhm.
just gather information in terms of just the amount of like your credit cards, and your savings account, your retirement plans, anything to do with your finances, if you can have that ready, I'd love to help you kind of do a good kind of like an overview of your finance and see what we can do and help you to have a better retirement. Does that sound
Okay.
good?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah, perfect. So this is just casual conversation you're having, but you're finding out a little more about what the client is needing. And I'm
Mhm,
telling you guys, people are drowning in debt right now.
mhm.
I went to one of our clients home yesterday, $200,000 in credit card debt. Interest rate is over 25%.
Oh,
Every year,
God.
interest alone paying over $50,000 a year on just interest alone.
Oh my God.
People are drowning in debt. So this is a way for you to potentially help them with that. And our debt-free life is not for everyone, guys. They have to be making some effort on their own trying to get out of debt. If they don't have two pennies to rub, it's really hard. But it's just the opportunity. You just never know. So after either the client says mortgage protection is not for them, or you help them with mortgage protection already, this is just another great way for you to earn extra business from the clients. Okay. All right. And yeah, this is the longest training in a while. So Resolink, do you have any questions? And we'll wrap it up.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So I had somebody that he's a truck driver. He had wanted coverage and we settled on a price for him and a policy and everything like that.
Hmm.
And then he said something about how his car, I'm sorry, that's my daughter. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
He said something about something happened with his truck and he had to put finances towards the truck so he couldn't pay for the policy right now.
Gotcha.
But this was probably about 2 weeks ago or something like that.
Yeah.
So how do I bring it back up to him to see if or get the ball rolling? Because I feel like
Mm.
that's the biggest step right now. And then I feel like the part where you said earlier in terms of
Mm.
what was it? It was more so about just getting back into the let's see if we can get you qualified. But I want to know about before then about bringing it up because I don't want to be too pushy and
Gotcha.
I don't want to seem like I'm, trying to be salesy. I just
Oh
want to
yeah.
seem like,
Yeah, of course. Yeah, and but you're saying that it's been a couple of weeks, right?
yeah, it's
And
been
you
about
haven't
2 weeks.
really reached out to him. You haven't really reached out to him in a while. So you kind of left him alone.
I talked to him once, just to see how everything was going, but that
Yeah.
was mainly
Okay. How long ago was that? That the last kind of follow-up and conversation with the client. When was that?
last week.
Okay, last week. Okay. So, I mean, I wouldn't say you're coming off salesy because like you're not bombarding them every day with messages or calls. I would say one of the things you could do is like, hey, let's just say that your client's name is John. Say, hey, John, I was just getting back to you because I wanted to make sure that you're on the road a lot. I want to make sure you and your family's protected. Wanted to see if you can qualify for this plan. Or when is a good time to submit an application and see if you can qualify. Something like that could work. But come from like a place where you're just wanting to make sure the his family's protected. And being a truck driver, you're driving a lot. And honestly, even even if I don't know what option you show the client, maybe it's a term or an IUL or whatever. But in case like client says the budget is too tight, you say, hey, you know what, John, I totally understand. Since you're on the road a lot, we have a really affordable accidental death policy. And I think that would be an incredible plan for you. 500,000 is only like $35 a month. So why don't we at least give you that while you're getting back on your feet financially, and then we can add any other things in the future. So that way you could potentially close like a smaller accidental death policy that still gives him a protection since he's on the road a lot.
And
That'll
at
be my
that
recommendation.
that will lock him in as a client. They'll always pick up your phone
Mhm.
call
Oh
after
yeah,
that.
sure.
So that's a great way. That's what I did with one client. She's calling me now.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. Yeah. Once you get them a small policy, guys, now they're your client. It's easier to get back to them, like Nayeli said. So maybe just hook him with that, and because it's true, Reza, like if he passed away on a truck accident tomorrow, what would that look like for their family? But I know truck drivers make pretty good income, and they if they can put $1 a day aside, it makes no sense. So just say, hey, let's get you something in place and try to put this something in place for him. And Tracy, you have a question?
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
was struggling for about a month in trying to land any appointments or get anyone to kind of bite on the line. And yesterday, during the Stephen Brennis training, he had
Yeah.
said, write this down. And it was the most important thing for me is to find
Okay.
something affordable for you. Not just
Hmm.
affordable right now, but affordable during the holidays, during birthdays, if you're on a family
Yeah.
vacation. And I went from not landing anybody to getting 5 appointments in 45 minutes. So,
Wow. That's amazing. Yeah. Congratulations, Tracy. That's great. So do you want to say it one more time for agents to hear?
yeah. So, the most important thing for me is to find something affordable for you. And
Hmm.
that's not just affordable now, it's affordable during holidays, during birthdays, during family vacations.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. And again, it's the same thing, right? It's the same type of approach where you're not putting yourself first about why I have to sell this to you. It's about the client. And this is something your affordability for them to be able to comfortably afford this is the what's important for me. So that's a really good way to kind of to take that sales pressure off of the presentation. So yeah, thanks for sharing that. All right, guys. I'll go ahead and get this uploaded to YouTube sometime today. It takes a little bit of while because the files are quite big, but I'll get this uploaded and I'll put it on the Kim Master Agency WhatsApp chat so you can watch it again if you want to watch it. Right? I hope you guys have a great week and use some of these tools that we learned today and apply it to your business. And I know you're going to help more clients. Okay. You have a good rest of your day.
Thank you so
Talk to you later.
much.
Welcome. Okay, bye-bye.